Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Naughty Threads. If you are here for the first time, do hit the subscribe button now and also hit the bell icon to get all the future updates. So today's video I'm going to discuss with you guys what material is required to do kuchu or tassels. We will also discuss how much you will need to invest if you are just starting your kuchu business. I'll also show you different ways on how you can store your beads and how to store your thread. So we'll discuss on everything. So don't forget to watch till the end. So let us start with the needles first. Now in case you are doing kuchu, you will need different types of needles. So I store my needles in an optical box like this. This is the optical box. So this way it is easy and handy. So I store them all here. Now in this case you can find the crochet hook number 10, which is used to do all the crochet. Similarly, the RE needles are also here. The number 14, 23, and I have few needles like this with a big eye, which is required to do the normal kuchu. So different sizes of needles. As and how I find them, I kind of collect and keep them. So basically this is where I store all my needles. And I also have some small needles like this, which is used to tie the zari for the tassels. And some bigger crochet hooks. See, this is number 13, 24. Basically this box has needles of all different sizes. So next we'll move on to zari. Now I have 4 shades of zari here. This is antique, copper, gold and silver. Now depending on the sari, what kind of zari the sari has, I choose the zari. So one important thing you guys have to remember when you're buying zari is this. Most of us make that mistake. So when you just open this up like this, you will find either a white thread inside or a wire inside. It is very important for you to check this before you buy. I would suggest you not to pick up the one that has wire. So go for this thing or the roll that has cotton thread inside. The reason is when you're using zari with wire, it might not the knot might not fit well, and there are chances it might come out. Since this has cotton thread, when you knot it, it'll all sit safe. So that is one tip here. So along with zari, we will also need a fabric glue and a trimmer. A few of you have asked me why use trimmer and not scissor. Now my personal suggestion is this gives a very closer cut and a very nice cut, which I don't feel it is possible when you're using a scissor. So I generally use trimmer. So the very important thing when you're doing kuchu is silk thread. Now if you are just starting or if you are a beginner, I would suggest you not to invest too much in buying all the threads. As and how you get order, you match it and you can get threads, maybe 1 or 2 rolls each, and proceed that way. So these are the new rolls here. One important tip when you are buying silk thread from my end is just check as to how much quantity the roll has. There are people who are selling 450 meters roll, which is almost same cost as this one, which has 1000 meters roll. So if you buy the one that has 450 meters, obviously you will need more quantity of thread. In case to do one entire sari, if you're buying this roll, you might just need 1 to 1.5 spool. but if you are buying the 450 meters one, you might end up with 3 or 4 spools, which is again additional cost. So you will have to keep all these points in mind before you start off. So how I save my silk thread, this is the new rules. I generally, I use these trays to save all the used thread here, so that there is no tangling and there is no wastage of thread. Because we are paying for the thread, it is also important to manage in a way where there is as less wastage as possible. So if you notice, I usually tape them like this so that there is no loose thread running out. This is just a paper tape that I have pasted here. I have actually made a separate video which I'm going to leave the link in the description box, so you can all check it out as to how you can maintain this. So I have a few trays like this. So these are all used threads. So this is how I store my excess thread. Usually after I tie the tassels, sometimes there will be a miscalculation and so much would be left out. So I store them in a box like this, and later on I will use this to make something else. So I've also posted a video on that. In that video I have made some tassel earrings using this kind of thread. So I'm going to leave the link in the description box, so please don't forget to check. So all the excess thread, I kind of maintain it like this so that there is no wastage. So before I use, I iron it with my hair straightener and I use it for whatever I'm doing. So this is one good idea you guys can follow to avoid wastage. Now coming to the most important part, these are all different types of kuchu beads that you will need if you're doing sari kuchu. These are used in both regular or the normal sari kuchu as well as crochet designs. So this is how I store them. So as in how they are over, I kind of refill it. This is also a very nice way to display all the designs. It is also easier for your customers to choose from the designs. When they see the beads with their own eyes, it is easier for them to choose rather than shortlisting the design looking at a picture. So here most of the beads you guys would have seen me using in my other video tutorials. So these are the ones, and this side I have the small beads, the round 3mm beads. So this last bit here I have kept donuts, which is used in crochet. There are some wooden parrots along with some chains. There is Lakshmi Kasu here and some wooden beads to do the beaded kuchu. Here you can see a small piece of gear wire. I usually use gear wire when I am inserting beads in normal kuchu, so this is where I have stored it. So if you are starting your kuchu business for the first time, how I will let you know how you can proceed with very less investment. You don't have to buy all of these designs at once. You can choose, say if you want these long beads, just go for 2 designs, so that the customer will also have a choice to make. You are giving them options that way. Same holds good with the round ones. You don't have to go and pick up all the designs. Just go for few designs which you really like. So that way your investment will also be low. And on our website, a pack of 20 grams of these kind of beads is 20 rupees. So say if you are buying 5 designs, you're just investing 100 rupees. But your 100 rupees, you will get it back if you just do one sari kuchu design. So that way you will have to calculate. Don't invest lot of money before you start taking orders. You start taking orders, and then whatever amount you're getting through the orders, you can reinvest in buying the material. So say for example, you have one sari order which is for normal kuchu and you're charging around 200 rupees. So in that, your thread charges is only 20 or 40 rupees. 20 rupees if you use one spool and 40 rupees if you're using two spools. So your profit is 160 rupees if you're doing one sari, out of which you can invest 100 rupees to buy the material or increase the variety. 60 rupees you can use it for your own self. So this way, as and how you take more orders, you can use that same money to reinvest in buying the material. That is one of the best ideas. That is how I started actually. I never went and got whole lot of beads when I started off very new. So on our app, one roll of zari like this will cost 60 rupees when there is no discount or sale running, but every now and then we put up discounts, so you can wait for the discount sale as well. So 60 rupees is what you will be investing for the zari. So next we will see the kuchu beads. As already discussed, a pack of 20 grams will cost you 20 rupees. So the number of beads may vary depending on the weight of each bead. The smaller the bead, the more quantity you will get in 20 grams. The bigger the bead, the less number of beads you will be getting. So say if you are if you want to start off with 5 or 6 designs, if it is 5 designs, your investment will be 100 rupees. So 60 for zari and 100 for beads. Then you will also need a fabric glue which is for 12 rupees. Unfortunately, we don't have this on our site. This you can pick up from any local store or a stationery shop. And then you will also need a few silk threads. Silk thread spool is 20 rupees on our site. These are 20 rupees. So 5 rolls of silk thread you can start off with, which is again 100. And you will need a trimmer. Trimmer I think is around 50. You can also find these in other stores. And a few needles, of course. Needles if you have, well and good. If not, we don't sell needles, the normal kuchu needles on our site, but yes, crochet ones are available. Crochet hook is around 35 rupees each on our website. So this is how much you will have to invest if you are just starting off your kuchu business. So let us just try to total and see. Keeping in mind 5 spools of silk thread is 100 and 5 designs of kuch beads is 100, which is 200 rupees. 60 plus 60 becomes 260, and this is around 50, so 310 and 12 rupees. So around 350 rupees if you are ready to invest, including the needle. Somewhere around 400 rupees is how much you will be investing to start off your business as new. But as and how you work on the sarees, you will be getting it returned very soon. It all depends on how you try to improve your business. Very soon I will be posting a video on how to improve your kuchu business. I will also be providing you tips on how to get customers, how to advertise your work, how to make your samples. So all these points I will be covering in the next video, so please stay tuned for that. So in this video, I guess that's about it. If I have left out on something, please mention it in the comment section below and I will try to cover those points. I'll see you soon in my next video. Until then, take care and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Bye guys.